Eastern suburbs, red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, southern skies ignite. From the east, our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Passion, power, the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Robson! Get up! Feel that pride. Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
All right. We are live. I do apologize for the late start and a few technical problems from my end. I do apologize for that one, but we are here, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. It is Hainsey here, and welcome to your full breakdown and reaction to the Teamlist Tuesday. Obviously, the Roosters have named their side for our final preseason hit out for Saturday against the Parramatta Eels at Politics Stadium in Gosford. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Like I said, I do apologise for the late start. And I had a few problems from StreamYard at the moment, so looking to upgrade on another streaming platform, maybe like Streamlabs or something like that over the next couple of weeks or so. Trying to get you familiar with it anyway. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards if you're new. Share screen. Just going to try to get a team list up for you guys. We'll go through it together very, very shortly. All right. Okay, we're good to go. We are good to go. But make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and give us a follow on the Instagram as well. We'll go to the live chat and see how everybody doing. What happened to Daniel Tupou? We'll discuss that shortly. I don't have any insight whatsoever on this at all. So, and Rob Toy, did these get rested or something else? We will break that down in just a moment. I do believe it's just rested, to be honest with you. How many minutes do you reckon DCE plays? Maybe 40 minutes max, I think. Jason Reed is in the chat as well. Matthew says as well, Steep 13. That's very interesting. Yeah, we'll discuss that as of right now. So, all right. So, we'll go through the team list for this one. Obviously, the Roosters taking on the Parramatta Eels this Saturday night in Gosford, kicking off at 6 p.m. Don't ignore, obviously, the team list up there. Ignore the time because, obviously, I'm still on daylight savings time here in Queensland. So, it is 5 o'clock here, obviously, but it's 6 o'clock local time. So, obviously, we'll go through the Roosters lineup. We can go through the Parramatta ones if you want as well. So, obviously, fullback James Tedesco, the captain. Tommy Talau named on the wing with Martin Awangani-Tawase. The wingers there for the Roosters. Billy Smith named at left centre and Junior Ponga in jersey number 4 in the right centre position. Obviously, obvious absence there. No Daniel Tupou, no Rob Toya this week. We'll discuss that shortly. Daly Cherry Evans makes his unofficial Roosters debut in the 6 with Sam Walker in the halves at jersey number 7. As we expected, that was going to be the halves pairing this year. With DCE 6, Sam Walker 7. The middle, Nafahu White and Lindsay Collins in the front row with Reece Robson also making his unofficial Roosters debut in jersey number 9. The back rows of Angus Crichton and Nat Butcher gets the start in jersey number 12. Lock is going to be Blake Steep in jersey 13. And the interchange bench of Connor Watson, Siwa Wong, Spencer Linu, and Egan Butcher. And reserves as well, Celeste Fiketti, Benai Elu, Hugo Savala, Cody Ramsey, Toby Rodwell, Tom Rodwell, Junior Tupou. Cody Ramsey make his unofficial Roosters debut this weekend as well, as which we sort of expect that to be last week, but it looks like it's going to be this week for Cody Ramsey. But yes, so pretty much close to full strength side. The only ones absent this weekend is obviously going to be Daniel Tupou and Rob Toya. So we'll go through the Parramatta lineup. Isaiah Iongi at fullback, Bailey Simonson and Josh Adokar on the wing, Will Penasini and Sean Russell in the centers, Jonah Pezzett and Mitchell Moses in the halves. Obviously, Moses is captain. Jermaine Hopgood and Junior Pardlaw in the front row with Riley Smith at hooker. Jack Williams, Katoga in the back row, and Jack DeBella makes his first appearance for the Parramatta Eels. And the reserves there have Dylan Walker, Sam Tuavati, Matt Dore, Talon De Silva, Charlie Gamer, Kelama Talagai, Josa Papali'i, Brian Kelly, Jordan Savrani, Ronald Volkman, Raz Namva, Jake Tungo, and Lorenzo Talatina. So that's obviously the Parramatta side for you guys, and obviously the Roosters lineup as well. Right, so let's get into it. Let's see what everyone is feeling about it. Obviously, the big talking point, you probably would say, be the halves, which we sort of expected. DCE named in the 6, Sam Walker named in the 7, which we sort of got hinted throughout pretty much the offseason that was going to be the play from the Roosters. I think it's the right decision. I think that's the best way that to get the best out of these two together as a combination is that Sam Walker remains the 7, DC the 6. Obviously, a lot of intrigue, a lot of eyes are going to be on that combination this weekend. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see big minutes from these two this weekend. Obviously, you look at our reserves bench. We've got Hugo Savala and Toby Rodwell there. They're going to be playing in the halves once Sam Walker and DCE comes off. Whenever Robbo is happy enough and satisfied on how they're playing, they'll take him off, and Hugo and Toby Rodwell will be named, and then obviously named, they'll be coming on and they'll be playing minutes there in the halves compartment like they did last week as well. Reece Robson at 9. Look, I did see a lot of I saw a rumor last week that Reece Robson didn't train, might be injured. Obviously there wasn't anything said by the club, not anything said by NRL physio or any reports from anywhere. So I think that was just a little bit of a false tip there on that one. Maybe he just didn't train because he wasn't playing that last week, but he is named as well. Obviously our fresh looking spine is going to be playing this weekend. Maybe it looks like Tedesco is going to be playing close to 80 minutes because we don't have really a replacement fullback. Oh, Cody Ramsey, maybe. But yeah, it looks like Tedesco might be playing some minutes. Obviously with Benaya in the side as well. So obviously him, Connor Watson, and of course Reece Robson will be rotating between each other throughout the game as well. But obviously, I don't think it's too much. A lot of people were asking this question when the team got announced was, where's Daniel Tupou, where's Rob Toya? Now, I can only assume because I have no insight. Obviously, there's been no real said anything from the club. I don't think Daniel Tupou's injured. I think it's the fact that he's at 37 years of age. He's a pretty old boy now too. So obviously they're just managing him. So obviously it's a pointless. I mean, it's not a pointless trial, but it is a trial game. And Daniel Tupou, doesn't need to prove himself. Obviously he's locked in that left wing position. Obviously, it would be nice to see him there just to get some game time. But feel like that Robbo doesn't need to. Maybe he's carrying a little bit of an eagle. So, what's the point of risking him in a trial game when, he might be carrying a small injury? So, all these unknowns there. But I just feel like he's been rested this week because they don't feel that he needs to play, and that's fair enough. Rob Toya, I'm assuming as well. Now, I do remember last year in the Pacific Championships, Rob Toya had a little bit of an ankle injury in that game against Samoa. So maybe he's been training this year as well. So maybe they're a bit cautious with Rob Toya as well. Maybe he's still not fully recovered from that injury. Not 100%. Like I said, we have no insight whatsoever. There's been no reports that he's injured or anything like that. I think this is maybe that, just to be on the safe side, don't play him, don't pick him. I don't have the answer for you for that one, but there haven't really been anything said by the club, so I'm sure they'll be all good to go for round one. So, which at the end of the day, that's fine by me. Like, I don't really need to go out there and see Daniel Tupou playing this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, like Junior Tupou is in the reserves, not Daniel Tupou. So, like I said, there's no real need for Daniel Tupou to play this weekend. There's no real need for Rob Toya. I don't really need to see them play this weekend. So, I guess, obviously the spot, obviously when you name a closer full strength side and you see Daniel Tupou left out and you see Rob Toya left out, you think of the worst, like, are they injured? But we just don't know. And I'm sure if it was a pretty significant injury, I'm sure the club there'll be information about it. So, but I just feel like that it's, more the fact that they don't need to play him this week. I think that's just the way I see it. Obviously, you can't really go. I can't really go and say that. Obviously, they are locked in the play. They're locked in starting spots. Can't really say that because obviously got Marky Mark. He's locked in the right as well, and he's playing. So I'm guessing they must be carrying some sort of niggling injuries, and as a precautionary measure, they're not playing or trying to rest Tupou. As obviously Toops is obviously trying to manage in his body because he's at that stage of his career where he's at at an older age where more soft tissue injuries are more likely to occur at this age than he was 10 years ago. So, and obviously maybe Rob Toyer, I think maybe still carrying a little bit of an injury from the Pacific Championship. Yes, it was in October, but, still hasn't been 100% right. So maybe they're not ready for him to play yet. I don't have the answer for you there. I don't have any information about him. This is just what my logic might be. The logic of the club from Trent Robinson down and all that for the medical stuff. I don't know, but I guess that's a wait and see. Obviously, there was no real anything to report medical-wise over the weekend. So, yeah. So, I'm sure that it will be revealed at one point. I'm sure that if it was an injury, it'd be answered by the club. But I just don't think it is an injury. Or if it is, it's on the lighter side where I just don't want to play him this week because of a higher risk of injury. Roosters all the way this year, champion. Love the Roosters family, united. Yeah, thank you, Gregory. Appreciate it, mate. Look, and this is a pretty close to full strength side too. Obviously absenting Tupou and Toya, so exciting times ahead. And thank you for your continued support. Darren says, I'm interested in the halves, decent the most. There's no doubt about their attacking skills. Yes, obviously, very obviously that is going to be the major talking point from the Roosters going into this weekend is all eyes are going to be on DCE and Sam Walker from a club perspective, from a fan perspective, and pretty much from the outside world. Everyone will be locked in on this game, in particular, looking how DCE and Sam Walker gel together and how their combination looks like going into the season. And like I've said, I'm going to sound like a broken record between now until all year. We're not going to expect, the finished product of this combination this weekend. We're going to see a little bit glimpses of what's to come. I think it's just trying to get that perfect balance right, and I think this is a great opportunity to do so this weekend. Obviously with the spine as well, Reece, Robson. Obviously we'll be interested. We'll get a similar idea of what his play style will work. Obviously, his game style at the Cowboys running game is completely different to what we expect him to be this year. I think he's just going to be there as that out-and-out dominant hooker, where it's great service out of dummy half. Just does all the work that you don't want to do, the shit work, as they say. He's going to be going there and making 40, 50 tackles a game, and just great service out of dummy half. We're going to see a little bit of that this weekend. Tedesco does Tedesco things. So, not obviously, but yeah, we still need to fit. Obviously, Tedesco as our captain. We need to do obviously. Got to get that balance right between the four of them. Obviously, 4 gun players. Obviously, Reece Robson, New South Wales hooker, Sam Walker, our halfback, our gun, DCE, former Queensland captain, Tedesco, the captain, Dally M medal winner. We've got to fit that into the side. All 4 of them have got to be on the same page and in sync. And the best way to do that is have these hit-outs this weekend and get them up to speed and get them that combination building into round 1. Rooster Coburg says, "Come on, the Chookies." Matthew says, "I do really like Nat at second row." Yeah, I do too. Like, obviously, a lot of people were more questioning about why was Nat Butcher named last weekend. Well, Nat Butcher was coming back from a long-term injury. Like, obviously, it wasn't ACL, it was an MCL. I think he had 2 ruptures last year of these MCL, so he didn't play a lot of footy last year. So it was, getting back into the routine, getting back into match fitness, and get that first game out of the way. I am surprised. I obviously named Siwa Wong as my on the edge, but Nat Butcher is going to be named on the right hand side. I like it to experience back rowers in Angus Crichton and Nat Butcher as well. Obviously the front rowers remain the same. Obviously I got the positions wrong, which I thought. I mean, I still count that as a tick, right? Obviously Lindsay is on the right. Nafahu White on the ledge, that on the left, they sort of swap and change. So, but yeah, so obviously that doesn't unchanged. Angus Crichton on the left edge secures his spot there. Jersey 13. Now, I did name Connor Watson. I'm actually not surprised seeing Blake Steep in Jersey 13. I'm not surprised at all. I think he's been playing so well in the middle. Obviously, he did play in the front row in the All Stars, but he's a great lock/middle forward. And obviously with the absence of Victor Radley for the first 5 to 6 weeks, and Connor Watson named at 14, are we going to see? Are we going to see Blake Steep get the nod and get the first run at lock, And I'm all for this today. Like I said, on Sunday we come on here and we praise the shit out of Boyd Steep, because how good he is. And, obviously Robbo would have taken a lot of, Robbo was definitely having a close eye on that All-Stars game, in particular looking at Blake Steep and Connor Watson. And what he saw Connor Watson playing 9 for most of that game. Well, he saw Blake Steep in the middle, and he said, we all know how good Blake Steep is, but he's like, yeah, lock. I've got him in my long-term plan playing lock this weekend. Obviously, Siwa was named last weekend. He had a good game, but I think he's good on the bench there as a middle. And obviously, Blake Steep gets the nod. And obviously now Connor Watson, I thought he was going to be tipped to be a lock forward. And I just feel like that's the best way to fit everyone into the side. But now Connor Watson's named at 14. Now the question just continues to who is going to be the 14 in round 1. Now it looks like, is Connor Watson going to be the 14? Is he going to be the 14? Is it going to be here at lock? Is Blake Steep going to be the lock now? Like, this is what this weekend might give us a bit of an indication. Having a look at this side now, Blake Steep's named at lock this weekend. Is it maybe a bit of a trial run for Blake Steep? Or is that what Robbo is going towards for New Zealand in round 1? Are we seeing Connor Watson being our 14? Yes, Connor Watson can cover multiple positions, 9, 13, back row. Not sold on him as being the replacement, not at the replacement half if a Sam Walker and DCE goes down. That's where Hugo Savala as a half is going to benefit. But maybe he's just trying something this weekend. We just don't know. And we'll get a better indication this weekend of what Robbo wants to see done. And then in 2 weeks' time, this time in 2 weeks, we'll have our round 1 squad team announced. And then that's what that's when we will know what our side is going to shape up in New Zealand. Is Tupou in the reserves? No, I'm pretty sure it's Junior Tupou. Junior Tupou is named in reserves. Yeah, you surprised me there for a second. Tommy Talau named at the wing position though. Look, he didn't have the best game. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, like, Makasini is Makasini, right? He's an absolute gun at the start of the future, and he gave him an absolute bath. But obviously going from right centre to the left wing is going to be interesting. But, obviously Robbo has full, I'm sure that Robbo will be, keeping an eye on him as well. And obviously now, I may be reading into this too much, but is there a world where Daniel Tupou is unavailable for round 1? Or is Robbo? I think like now I'm actually starting to understand why Tupou and Rob Toy aren't playing. Right, he's happy. He knows that Tupou and Rob Toy are going to be in that side in round 1. He wants to see these deaf players come in and play multiple positions. So obviously Junior Ponga played in the centres. So he played on the left last week. He's on the right this week. Tommy Talau was on the right. Now he's playing left wing. So if Tupou goes down, or if Toya's unavailable for Origin, now we have that opportunity now where we go either Tommy Talau, Junior Ponga, etc. So that kind of makes sense. Get these young guys, fringe first graders in the side playing this weekend with the top squad, and have these scenarios of game situations where we're not going to have Daniel Tupou playing or Rob Toya or, at the stage of this year, maybe a Tedesco or Marky Mark. And you get, now you can understand. So obviously the first thoughts was like, is he injured? And I was thinking maybe they're resting him, but no, I think they're resting him. Robbo wants to see Tommy Talau, Junior Ponga, Tom Rodwell, and these guys play and have these scenarios with the top squad, with the full strength side, and running those scenarios. So, which I'm all for. I think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, but I'm actually a bit intrigued about Tommy Talau on the left wing. So, obviously he needs to have a good game because, I thought Tom Rodwell had a good game. We got so many options as well. Going through the bench as well, obviously I mentioned Connor Watson, jersey 14. Is that the play where we're going to go with the 6-man bench? Connor Watson's going to be that utility replacement. And then obviously the bench there, Siwa Wong, Spencer, Egan Butcher, Celeste Fiketti in jersey 18, and Benaya in jersey 19. Yeah. So just looking at it, looking at that side, looking at the reserves from like jersey 14 to 19, what would our side look like? 4 forwards and then maybe Benaya and Hugo. So that probably might be the way that we might go this. So obviously our utility player of Connor Watson 14, Siwa middle, Spencer middle, Egan Butcher middle, back rower Celeste Fichetti, and obviously Benaya as a hooker. That could be what our 19-man squad looks like next week, the week after in New Zealand. And obviously, interesting stuff. Anyway, and obviously go to the. We only named 24 this week. We'd obviously named 28. So, and obviously Benaya, Hugo, Cody Ramsey, Toby Rodwell, Tom Rodwell, Junior Tupou. So I'm guessing what we are going to see in this game from our reserves. So I'm guessing Junior Tupou will be replacing Tommy Talau throughout the game. Tom Rodwell replacing Marky Mark. Toby Rodwell and Hugo Savala in the halves, switching over from DCE and Sam Walker. Celeste Fichetti. And obviously, there'll be the forward rotations. Connor Watson and Benaya. Maybe Connor Watson plays lock a bit. Benaya, he's 9. Obviously, you got Egan, Spencer, middle, swapping with Lindsay and Nafahu White throughout the game. So you can get the understanding of what the side's going to shape up and how we're going to be, how the game's going to be approached. So, but like I said, I do want to see Hugo Savala play lock at some stage. Like I said, and I do not want to see Hugo Savala not named in that 19th six-man bench in New Zealand. I do not want to see him not named. We need him in that side. Like I said, I still think Connor Watson's our best 13 going forward, and it's the best way to fit everyone into this side. Obviously, it's a trial game. Don't want to read too much into your team list for a trial game, but you get it. I don't know. We'll find out more, but are we feeling like we've got Blake Steep, Connor Watson, Siwa Wong, those three, and a little bit of a tussle to get the 13 man, and then obviously to get the lock position in jersey 13 spot, and then we're going to have a battle between Hugo, Benaya, and now it looks like Connor Watson. Now it's become a 3-man battle to be the 14. It is we still don't have any answers, but we get some indication of what Robbo is trying to apply. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a battle between Blake Steep, Siwa, and Connor Watson to be the 13 in round 1. And then Connor Watson's also going to be in another battle to remain in the. I mean, I'm sure if it's a battle, it's going to be Connor Watson winning every day of the week. But it looks like it's going to be in between Connor Watson's Hugo Savala and Benaya, who's going to be our looks likely our those 3 guys in the spot for the 14 role. So very, very interesting stuff. Best forward depth for quality players we've had in years. Whoever is selected, we are in good hands. I really think we can win this year. Yeah, and it's great. We're seeing so many. We've got so many options. We got so many options this weekend. And not to mention Taylor Lasalu, De La Salva. They're not even named this weekend. Obviously they'll probably be playing trial. They'll be playing footy this weekend. They'll be playing trial games for the New South Wales Cup side. So, but yeah, I'm sure that I think they've got a scheduled trial game coming up this weekend as well. So, yeah. So obviously not surprising at all. And but yeah, we've got so many good options. And we're talking about we're going to be talking about the fact that the guy likes Hugo Savala, Benaya, Celeste Fichetti, these guys are going to be struggling to fit into this side. That's appearing that way. Some of them are going to miss out, and it's tough, but that's the way it's starting to shape up. But obviously, a lot of time can be a lot of things can change between now and 2 weeks' time. So, we'll get a little bit of indication this week, and then after that, we'll who knows. But yeah, where's the concreter? Obviously not named this week. I'm sure he'll be playing a trial game in the New South Wales Cup side this weekend as well. Right, folks. That's the team list covered. I just wanted to quickly finish up with a few news throughout the day. Obviously, we'll start off with breaking news yesterday that Jared Hargreaves has signed with the So Jared, is there a child? Not on me right now, obviously. No. There's no one here, man. No kids in my house. I'm guessing that's where you're. It's probably the fan. Something outside anyway. But yeah, so Jared Maria Hargreaves has joined the Fox League commentary team going into the 2026 season. So obviously he's going to be a part of the commentary team. Really exciting to see. Obviously, very smart mind and a very, very. Obviously, we all know Jared. We all love the big dog, and obviously he has a great rugby league mind. And I'm really intrigued to see his game day analysis on a few things. Obviously, I'm guessing he'll be involved in the Roosters games as well. So it'll be great to get his perspective on things. Obviously, he's still involved in the club alongside Luke Keary. Obviously, himself and Luke Keary as well. He's joined the Fox League team. Obviously, he's doing a bit of content piece, obviously, with the Buy Round podcast. He's also on Triple M as well. So it's just great to see, legends of the club, still involved in the game. Obviously, Boyd Cawthon, the SG ball coach. Minicello's still around. Orbo's still, running the academy. I still believe Jake Friend is there. Sorry, mate. I said their list of reserve grade people for a game. I don't know. I'm not obviously. They didn't post it last week. Obviously, the Roosters had a trial game in mixture with Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup last week. Don't know if that's the same scheduled trial again. I have no insight on that one. I'm guessing it's probably a full New South Wales Cup trial, and yeah, that's all I know. I'm just guessing they're playing this week. Cody Ramsey also named to make his unofficial Roosters debut, which all reports looking, if going up the timeline, looks like Junior Tupou is going to be replacing Tommy Talau throughout the game. Tom Rodwell replace Marky Mark. Looks like Cody Ramsey is going to be that fullback role, relieving Tedesco. I'd probably say 40, 50-minute mark. That's how much they're going to be playing this weekend. So, so don't expect big minutes from these big stars, but a solid hit out, get themselves up to speed, get them to match fitness, and get them full guns blazing for round one. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do apologize for the late start. I had a few problems from my end, but we're all good to go now. And thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, your thoughts on the team list. Thanks for watching. Give us a like, follow the page on Instagram, like and subscribe. Appreciate your support. We continue. I think we've gained over 40 subscribers in the last month, so we're starting to build that momentum and starting to build that following. So I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Obviously, we'll be on live tomorrow for our Took Chat podcast with Joel from the Ruck Infringement podcast. That'll be on Wednesday. A news roundup on Thursday. Match preview will be filmed on Thursday, but it'll be out Friday. Obviously, I'm in Sydney this weekend, so I will be at Polytech Stadium in Gosford on Saturday. My brother Matt, he'll be on here. He'll be tuning in for the watch along / match reaction. We have a match recap. We'll be there from the stadium. I'll give you my thoughts on the game after the game on then. And then on Sunday, there'll be my day off because I'll be playing in the Sportshed TV charity match. So link is in the description for some tickets to see myself, your favourite Roosters content creators and favourite NRL content creators playing some footy and raising much-needed funds for both the Goano Academy and the Mark Hughes Foundation. Right, folks, that would leave us tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye for now.